Hello, I'm Ajit Nair from Nair's Aviation Ground School. This is the fifth video in a new series of educational aviation videos for the aspiring pilot. Every flight, if everything goes right, will begin and end at a runway. While much attention and focus is given to aircraft and the pilots, one must not forget the humble but vitally important runway. The runway holds supreme importance in the aviation world, and the takeoff and landing of aircraft have made knowledge of the runway very valuable. This video is an introduction to runways. The runway has been around since the start of the airplane. Initial runways were dirt fields or meadows, usually used temporarily, dependent on the weather conditions and the aircraft. As aviation began to spread and scheduled airline service started to take off, governments and organizations around the world started building more permanent runways. Today's runways are usually made of asphalt and concrete, while smaller, less used runways can be dirt, grass, gravel, or even ice. At many large airports, there are multiple runways. It is vitally important that the pilot can identify the correct runway to take off from or land on, so runways are named. The runways are named for the magnetic heading in which the runway faces. The runways are named by a number between 01 to 36. Runway 01 would have a magnetic heading between 005 to 14 degrees. The runway numbers are rounded to the nearest 10th degree. A runway number of 36 could mean that the runway heading can be anywhere between 355 to 4 degrees. Due to the continual shift in the magnetic field of the Earth, the magnetic headings of the runways can change, and it is not uncommon for runways to be renamed every few years to accurately depict the closest magnetic heading. Choosing which runway to use depends a lot on the wind conditions. If at all possible, takeoffs and landings should be done into the wind, in other words, with a headwind. But due to the dynamic nature of the weather, especially the wind conditions, flying into a headwind is not always possible if using a set direction. In that case, the opposite end of the runway can be used, provided that it allows a better chance of flying into the wind. Runways are found in a variety of lengths and widths. The length and width of the runway determines the type of aircraft that can use a runway. Longer and wider runways are required by large airliners, cargo aircraft, and jet airplanes, while lighter and smaller aircraft can use relatively small runways. Runways are usually surrounded by smaller roads and paths. These paths are called taxiways, and they are used by the aircraft to go from the ramp and the airport terminals to the runways. The taxiways provide a guide to the runways. Runways are an important part of the aviation world. Flights, when everything goes right, begin and end at runways. The runways are the highways to the skies. For more information, please contact us at liftanddrag@gmail.com and visit our website at nairsaviation.webnode.com. Thank you. Safe flying.